There we go. Hey everybody, hope you guys are all having a good day. Let me move it over here very fast. There we go. Oh, sorry, I woke Loki up. He's not happy with me. You stretching? You awake? Okay. I'll give him a treat very fast. He had a very, very long day and he was at the dog park for most of the day here. My sister had the day off from school, so we all went over to the dog park together and I took everybody out to eat Chick-fil-A for dinner. Alright, Loki, here you go. Okay. You guys got to see a little bit of Loki. I still have that Loki cam going on, but right now he's not actually laying down. And I think if I put it up, I have the blue light behind me today, so you guys might not see it as much. But when Loki's around, you guys will see him. I think right now, if I went to the Loki cam, you guys would just see his tail wagging after because he just got a treat, and not much else here. I can see him. He's very excited. He'll come back down and sit down after he knows he's not going to get another treat. I'll give him one more treat though. There he goes. You guys can enjoy the Loki cam for a second. There we go. Okay, everybody. So today we're just going to talk about Bitcoin markets and just having some fun because it's a Friday night. I don't know why, but a lot of yesterday I just thought it was Friday for some reason. The market's still breaking out. The market finished off strong on the week as far as the Nasdaq SPY is concerned. Um, Bitcoin's still kind of chugging along. Again, not having some big pumps over the last few days, but still holding strong, and that's what we want to see. We want to see over the next 2 days. We want to see Bitcoin have this pretty large move. And you guys know I have been talking to you guys about this far. I've been talking to you guys about this 50 moving average, simple moving average. As far as the 4 hour chart's concerned, Bitcoin is still above that. We are getting a little bit too close for comfort, but there still is an opportunity here for us to go a little bit higher, okay? I'm hoping that we can try to pump up to at least 24,000. 24,000 is going to be hard to break. Same with $25,000, mostly because we have those 50 and 200 weekly moving averages there. But we'll give it our best shot, okay? So let's go over here to stream. And there we go. Hey GT, hey Echo Pink, and hey The Real Transporter. Hope you guys are all doing fantastic. If you guys haven't already, please make sure to like the stream and please make sure to comment. Regardless of what you guys are commenting, it helps out the algo. So every comment you guys do, I appreciate it a lot. Now, as far as the market looks, like I just said, we're continuing our breakout here. It still looks solid. We're still curling back up bit by bit. And you guys can see we're still pretty far away from this 20-day moving average here. I might be a little bit more concerned if we do break down below this, but for now, we're looking like we still want to curl up a little bit more, maybe have one more pop if we're lucky. And then on the 4 hour chart, which we've been watching, I told you guys it was a little bit too close for comfort. We're a little too close for comfort right now. I would say, though, even if we do manage to break down, just keep an eye out for Bitcoin. Oop, there's the magnet there. Around these levels, around 22,300 or so. I'm not too concerned about Bitcoin right now. You guys know I pretty much scaled out of the majority of my swing trade positions as of now. I really didn't have too many in the first place. And so I'm just taking things easy at this point. The way I'm looking at the market here is, wow, we pumped up so much. We're kind of getting back up to this resistance zone up here. And while I'm excited we've kind of pumped up, I don't really feel the stress or the need to be buying up large amounts of crypto after we've already pumped up a lot. And like, again, Bitcoin's only gone up around 40% year to date, but there's a lot of other stuff, 57%, 25, 50, 146, 50, 91, 45. There is tons of coins out there that's made a profit. I'm okay with scaling out of some of those as far as some short or medium term positions. My long term portfolio is not changing at all at this point because I don't want to pay taxes. Um, but yeah, so as we kind of look at this, what I've been pretty much looking at is just a basic Fibonacci retracement level, extension level here, waiting to see if we can find a way to break out above it. Just go to that low, that high, this low again. I think there should be a level up here. Yeah. Right up here, we're facing a little bit of resistance, kind of around 24,063. Honestly, I would just take this off and say, hey, there's resistance around 24,000. That's perfectly understandable, okay? As far as a lot of the other coins at right now, everything looks pretty solid. Ethereum continues to consolidate, again, having issues breaking above this resistance level, but you're not seeing any big downward moves over the past few days, mostly just consolidation after that initial breakout, and I'm perfectly happy with that. The 4 hour, we've already broken down below that 50. I talked to you guys about that before. Still, going sideways, doing fine. I'm not overly concerned. Matic, however, continuing to pump up. I don't know if you guys saw that breakout, but it did break out, and it's been moving up ever since. Nice, simple play. Dogecoin's looking to flag here pretty soon as well. I mean, there's a lot of big moves like this, actually, across the entire market. You got resistance up here. You can even try to go down here to the body of the candle. Personally, I'm more of a guy that just kind of waits for the wick to get hit. Um, But you do see these higher lows here. Hopefully Dogecoin can break out. And if Dogecoin were to break out, let's go to the weekly chart here. Then we get back up to this territory where it goes back up towards 10, 11 cents, which would be great for Dogecoin. That might give people a bit more of an excitement. Also, with the big boom that might be occurring above the 50-week moving average, you guys know that we don't typically stay above this for long, so just understand that. However, if we wick up there, that's still an opportunity for you to sell and take some profits on some of those assets, okay? You got stuff like XRP. Oh, some of these charts aren't going to make sense because of the time frames I have them in. But this had a breakout. It may have another breakout. I was actually watching this a little bit ago. Let me get rid of all this other stuff. We don't need it for now. Small breakout opportunity as far as XRP is concerned. Keeping an eye on it. I would like to see a robust move. And then from there, we'll see what happens. But for now, it's just kind of trading in this little bit of a range with a support level right there. Hopefully, it can actually break out here, move higher, test out, then break out. You might even see a price target of maybe 46, 47 cents as far as XRP over the next few days, okay? Now, the day just started here, I guess, 4 hours ago, so there's not going to be too many movers. But some of the big movers that you guys might be looking at right now is Gala. This is the 4-hour chart. Let's go to the 15. You can see how this thing is actually just going parabolic right now. Again, since about this morning, it's up around 30%. That's a pretty seismic move, everybody. So if you guys have been watching something, that's it. And again, you see the same scenario, right? You have a level of support right here, and it's just trying to avoid that support. We saw it with the 20, we saw it with the 50s and the 4-hour charts. Now we're seeing it looks like with some 20-day moving averages, especially for some of those assets that have really pumped up quite a bit. You know, Bitcoin's pumped up quite a bit, right? But before that, you know, Gala still pumped up like 258%. I'm not really inclined to buy this for a swing. I'm inclined to day trade this and have some fun with it, okay, everybody? Because you are seeing these really nice moves. And sure, you guys can trade these breakouts and have fun with it. I'm not telling you not to. I'm just telling you guys, like, hey, be careful. We're already going to hit that next level of resistance here pretty soon, which is probably around 7 cents or so. Still can make a lot of money, but just have your stop losses in place if you guys are going to try to do some of these trades right now. Engine coin is up a little bit. That's both basically just bouncing above that 200 daily moving average. Again, another solid move. But look for those breakouts, whether you guys are trying to go for more of these type of breakouts or just saying, hey, once we break out above this, this is where we can start buying up. You guys will have all the opportunities. I probably wouldn't have bought this too much, although I do like this higher low that kind of set up before that happened. But, you know, bit by bit, if you guys are trading with leverage, be a little bit more careful. Mana is also going more sideways here, having an opportunity to break out. As far as mana is concerned, though, go over to the daily. It's still holding the 200. The 20s coming up pretty soon. I think for altcoins over the next 2 days going into the weekend, you should either see some really big pumps or some really big crashes. I'm hoping we have the big pumps, and I'm hoping Bitcoin can just take that one more leap to 24, 25,000. That should give altcoins all the purpose they need to actually, to be frank, run away from those moving averages to make sure we don't end up breaking down below them. There are a few things down so far to see, like Spell Token, but that's only because it was up so much. Again, you can see that similar pattern, higher lows, consolidation, a breakout, and then pop. No matter what chart you guys are looking at there, you guys can see a lot of uptrends. Hey, we broke down there. Oh, probably worth it to short. A lot of easy plays out there depending on what you guys are actually looking for or what type of technicals you prefer. For now, though, I mean, you could see we even broke out here. That would have been an interesting move. Probably not the best one because it was so overextended at the time from the RSI. However, if you got another one now, this might come into play later on, so you might just want to have it on your chart. But from what I'm seeing, these basic technicals seem to be working pretty well, right? A little bit of support right there, a little bit of support right there. Bounce down below it, though. Maybe I should take off the fibs. That I think, yeah, I had to take off the fibs here, or take off the log, excuse me, and that works a little bit better. A little bit of bounce, only a little bit of support, though. Well, I guess it's the first support level after the breakdown. Typically, you don't hold that, right? But yeah, so what I'm seeing is a lot of different opportunities to make money. Again, you got engine coin over here. You got a bunch of different plays. Oh, you even got mana right now, actually. Go to the daily chart. Oh, we just talked about this. Yeah, still holding that support level. So I'm not complaining. This is some really great stuff. If you guys have any questions about any particular plays, let me know. As far as the stock market's concerned, I haven't been really watching too much besides Tesla. Tesla is just like all the shorts that jumped on Tesla, they're probably freaking out. Tesla has a larger short position, kind of around like 5%, and it's been going down bit by bit by bit. And just so you guys know, let's go over here to Tesla. There you go. It definitely overextended my. I thought it might just get back up here or back up, I guess, to this level of resistance, but really only to this high. So it's actually way higher than I thought it was going to be. But I do think next week Tesla's going to face some resistance as it comes up to this 20-week moving average. We're still going to have a death cross with Tesla, everybody. So as good as this pump has been, I do think a lot of assets eventually, not just like today, not tomorrow, whatever. I do think we're going to see assets come back down here pretty harshly. But I would say the overall good thing that we've seen with this week in the market, if you guys are in the NASDAQ or the SPY or you guys like these, we've broken out of the downtrend. And while it might not mean that we found a bottom in the market, it does mean that next time we come back up here, it's going to be a lot easier for us to stay in these levels before things really start to go downhill, which means possibly we can be in a good spot for a longer period of time, if that makes sense. If the market's going sideways like we've kind of been doing now, compared in hindsight sideways, that gives more of an opportunity for crypto assets and all the assets that we like to actually have a nice pump, basically. Okay. Now, if we're breaking out here, our next level of resistance really happens to be right up here on 410, which is about $4 away, not too far, but really up here towards 431 as far as the SPY is concerned. We've seen something similar with the Dow Jones. Remember, this broke out weeks and weeks and weeks ago. Broke out. It's been going more sideways, but still doing pretty well. In fact, I think we talked about this the other day. It's only 9% away from all-time highs. It doesn't make any sense based on how bad the economy is, which is why this is so crazy and so irrational. However, the market is still there. Okay, the market is still at that crazy spot. The Nasdaq, of course, is much further away, and so is the SPY from the all-time highs. But this is a good plan, everybody. Eventually, I think we will come back down here to test out some of these lows. But until we start to see a breakdown from these generic, simple uptrends, there's nothing to really complain about, because we've had over the past few weeks or past few months, I would say, right? Oop, there we go. We've had one here. Oh, I can't just click on each circle each time. Okay. We've had one there. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me just do this another way. There has to be a shape here. Shape. Can I just search for a shape? A smile? We'll do a heart because I love crypto. Oh, is it gonna let me do it every time? Oh, it's not. They never let me do it every time. Okay, I probably need to have it as a tool on the bottom then. Well, basically, you can see we've had support levels here. Can I move this? No, it's not gonna let me do it. Okay, yeah. Resistance started from here to here. Resistance continued, and now finally, we're starting to break out. Okay, that's going to make it a lot easier for us to kind of hover around these levels until we eventually break out. Only concern I really have at this point, because we have Federal Reserve rate hike coming the next week. We have Apple earnings, Google earnings, Amazon earnings all next week. If those aren't good, of course we're going to be crashing back down despite the breakout. However, earnings, I would say earnings this quarter have been mixed. Actually, earnings have been mixed, especially for tech. For me now, just keep a close eye as far as the SPY is concerned. I'll zoom in here very fast. Just keep a close eye to see if we have some type of double bottom, okay? Or see me double top, where we end up having a top around 1, 2, and then we somehow end up coming back down to retest this level. If we come back down here, I will be extremely concerned, because that would signal a large move is going to be coming down, where that draws the death cross there, that draws the death cross here, again over time going into April, May, March, April, May. But that's my worst fear as of now. But I think that only comes again if Apple has bad earnings, Google has bad earnings, Amazon has bad earnings, and the Federal Reserve raises rates by probably 50 basis points or above. I would assume they're going to do 50. The statement that he does to the press afterwards will be monumental, right? It'll be very, very important. But to me, the real big thing is just how are earnings holding up with some of these companies that have such a large amount of weight in these actual indices, okay? So just so you guys know, Amazon over here pumped up 3% today. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I told you guys I bought this at $95 months ago, and now it's actually just starting to make some profit. Like my Microsoft made some profit, my Facebook made some profit, my Meta, I guess. But Amazon was really the laggard as far as making money just by holding stock and not options and leverage and things of that nature, right? But the earnings right here, February 2nd. I don't know if I have a calendar here. Well, I do, but you guys probably can't see it. That's next Thursday, okay? Amazon next Thursday. Let's hop out of here. Oh, we don't need Tesla. We need Google. February 2nd, after hours as well. That's something you guys should be aware of. And Apple here, February 2nd, after hours. Those are going to be some of the most important earnings of the year. What I can do as well for us before I help you guys out with some questions and answers and stuff like that is, I got it here. Erling's calendar. We can go with the NASDAQ, I think, for this week. So on that same day, the 2nd here, we have Apple, Google, Amazon, Lilly, Merck Company, Gin Digital, Royal Dutch Shell, ConocoPhillips, Bristol, Honeywell, Starbucks, that's going to be big. Estee Lauder, that's more makeup stuff, but still big. You know, our women's spending as much money. Gilead Sciences, this is going to be pretty big as well. Anything else that I would like to see is like important? No, everything else seems to be smaller market caps here. So I'd really see the behemoths are Apple, Google, Amazon. You could maybe go down here to Lilly and whatnot and Merck. But I see, trillion is really the big one. You got hundreds of billions of market cap here. Starbucks is going to be important. So I get everything up here, but really it's Apple, Google, Amazon. Apple, Google, Amazon. February 1st, though, you got Facebook. Facebook's going to be interesting. Advertising dollars have been going down. Is guidance going to be better or worse? I'm kind of holding on to my meta right now, but I'm kind of wondering if I should scale down a little bit. Sony Corporation, this is probably going to plummet because I don't see people actually buying a bunch of PS5s and stuff like that. I've actually seen them on the shelves now, so now I don't think there's such a large demand for it, if that makes sense. But again, for these large market cap ones, it's really just meta. Everything else, maybe T-Mobile, perhaps, but everything else is just kind of middle of the line, nothing too crazy. I think maybe January 31st, Exxon, Pfizer, McDonald's, we're getting to the point where I would say the February 2nd is the February 2nd is the Super Bowl. We got some AFC championships here, some NFC championships here. We got some semifinal, playoff games. It's going to continue to build up until February 2nd, and that's when everything just goes boom. And we got to hope that it's good. We got to hope that it's good. And I think we talked about it as well. I think the 1st is when the federal rate hikes occurred too. So there's going to be a lot of tension there. On the 3rd afterwards, I don't really see much there. Yeah. Cigna maybe, but not really much. Maybe the 6th, that following week, Activision, yeah. It seems like the big stuff happens on the early portion of February, okay? Now, let me get out of here very fast. Let me just delete some of these ugly little squibbly lines. There you go. All right. So just be aware of the ultimate downtrend that is occurring, but if the market's going to try to break out here, we got to let it go. And of course, again, we've broken out. That's official, okay? The week is closed off. Next week is going to be very, very important as well. The technicals say we should continue to move up. I even saw people on CNBC and Fox News talking about this today. The technicals say we should be pushing up, and I definitely agree with them. But I just want you guys to know, sometimes we don't have the best of news because we have a resistance level here, and of course a resistance up here. I would say, for me, it's mostly these two levels of resistance that I'm really most concerned about. If we break out here, I would say that next week is going to have a massive pump if we do, and that would give us a really nice surge, something to what we've seen akin to this type of candle right there. Massive surge. That's what we're really looking for right now as far as next week, because again, interest rate news could be good, Amazon could be good, Meta could be good, Apple could be good, Google could be good. Wow, that could be a lot of cool stuff. That's the thing. That's what you got to hope for at this point, okay? But until then, be patient, have some fun with it. You're seeing Bitcoin still kind of go stagnant, right? Not really much has happened over the past few days, and I'm okay with that because that gives opportunities for altcoins to have their own little pumps, and those are just as fun to trade if you ask me. Now, there we go. And hey, Ghost, I appreciate that very, very much. And hey, Little Cola, happy to see you. Square Bagels, very happy to see you guys as well. Just got a Core Scientific trade at 146%. That is a freaking awesome return, my man. Let's see right here. Let's get this bread. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well. A little tired, but very well. I spent a couple hours, 2 and a half hours, at a dog park today over at Chambers Bay by my sister's school because she had conferences today. So I was like, oh yeah, let's go to the dog park. It'll be fun. She doesn't have school. Let's go out. And she hasn't been on like a walk in like months and months and months, like just like a nature walk. So we kind of walked around the park, and we got Loki outside, and he was playing with a bunch of his friends. It's like a, let me see, there's Bay. Yeah, there you go. Chambers Bay Golf Course. Oh, there you go. So Chambers Bay Golf Course, you kind of walk down here. There's a really steep hill, basically. You can see it from the top. You can see how steep this hill is. Yeah, can't even see how steep it is really here. But basically, you go down here. Oh, I forget the road skips there. Whatever. And over here, the park, and this is the dog park for this area. Big old dog park, a smaller dog park, and a larger dog park area, or something like that. But it's a really fun time, and we just went on a little bit of a walk around here, just up and about. But long day. That's why if I show you guys the cam with Loki, you'll see that he's just kind of passed out. Oh, no, he's not passed out. He's eating something, snacking on something. He's pretty much just tired from a long day at work, and I can't blame the guy. Okay, sorry about that. There you go. I read something tonight that fired me up feeling good. He knew the risk of federalism. Let's see what's it here. Oh, you guys talking about something else? I was like, what the heck? What's right here? And hey, Island Time, happy to see you back. What do I think about Mars coin? I don't know what Mars coin is. Let's see. Mars coin. There's so many coins with the ticker Mars. Well, this market cap looks tiny as can be. Oh, my head's blocking it. Seems to be about a $2,000 or a $2 million market cap. I think $2 million market cap. So a very, very small market cap. Where can you buy it at? Dex Trade. Don't know what Dex Trade is at all either. But I would say since it does have such a low market cap, you could have some fun buying it. I would just say usually when you see stuff like this, you usually toss money in there and you have to wait like a year or so before it really starts to give you any profit. So my personal thing that I would probably do is toss in $50. Forget about it. See where it goes in a year or so. But because it's only available on this exchange, I probably wouldn't have access to buy it in the first place. It would need to be on a BitGet, a Binance, a KuCoin, Webull, Robinhood type of event thing for me. But as far as what it does, it's a really low market cap coin, Mars Coin or marscoin.org. Decentralized humanity. I don't know. Seems like it might be kind of fun, but you guys would have to do some more research on it that I don't, I can't do now. And FTM's been pretty interesting so far. Let me see if I can find it. I accidentally pushed a button up here on my screen today, so I disorganized all of my tickers. So now everything's not in the same place. There you go, FTM. It's up a little bit on the daily chart. It continues to rise. FTM is usually pretty good about that. It's hitting that first level of resistance. It looks like the 50-week moving average. The 20 actually held up pretty well till it didn't, and then that would have been the proper opportunity to break out or to buy just because, again, breakout there, breakout there. Those are the golden opportunities to buy if you ask me. But as far as this is concerned, there's really not too much resistance up here besides that 50-week moving average. If it does manage to have another green week next week, then I think you could actually see this pump up to probably around the 70-cent level to possibly the 80-cent level. Probably not much higher than that, but this actually does look pretty good so far. And this definitely does have a larger market cap, so I'd probably say more towards the 60-70%, the 60-70 cent level. Maybe if it was lower market cap, you might see it pop up a little bit higher, but you just had that golden cross. I like it. Warning sign would be just to watch out for this uptrend right here. If we break it, that'll be a concern. That means we might be coming back down a little bit more. Not plummeting back down here or whatnot, but just, a nice cool off. And usually when a coin is pumped up that much, this is a 21% drop. Not even back here. That's a 37% drop. You want to play this safe. I don't even know if this is up to any major Fibonacci retracement levels here. What do we have? So this is the low. That's the high. This is another low. Let's see. See, bounce up here, resistance there. It has another level of resistance up here around 54, but so far it's actually holding up pretty well. This is a pretty good play right now. Maybe if I go to the 15-minute, it may show something differently, but you're usually seeing these pivot points here. Pivot points, yeah. A little bit of resistance there. Not so much over here though, but it still looks pretty good to me. I would still try to be holding. I would still want to be holding this, but I would ultimately just have a little bit of a stop loss. But as far as would I buy into it right now, probably not. This thing has been running up for a while. I'd probably want to see some type of breakout occur for that to happen. And for me, maybe overnight we have some type of consolidation, then it kind of fits into one of your generic patterns. I would probably try to do a day trade off of that pattern move, okay? But for now, mostly sideways action. Maybe if you go to the hour chart, trying to hold up against the 50, I would want to see this come down a little bit more. I'd want to be a little bit more frugal with it. There we go, back to the 15. Hoping that Bitcoin can eventually have a nice little pop here. We can take out the little green stuff, though. We don't really need to focus on that. There we go. Let's see. And hey, GPO video. Happy to see you back as well, man. Well, I mean, guys, most stuff right now, most stuff is going to be risky. Like, we talk about crypto and a lot of this stuff. Oh, I replaced market cap with dominance. Let me get this back over here for us. Move my microphone as well. Been moving all over the place today. There we go. Let's just put it at the front of everything. There we go. So, we're talking about Bitcoin at $445 billion market cap. But I mean, again, if we just go to page 2, then all of a sudden we're back into the hundreds of millions, nothing too crazy. We go all the way to the bottom here. We're at like 100 million. A couple weeks ago, again, we were at like below $100 million on the second page of coinmarketcap.com, right? So we've seen these massive pumps. Again, 135%, take away half that market cap, that's like $50 million market cap in the past year to date. It's like the last 27 days or so. So a lot of this stuff will end up going back down, unfortunately, but as long as it wants to run, make some money off of it. But you go over to page 3, again, very, very, very small market caps. When I get to page 3 and 4 and 5 of coinmarketcap.com, this is usually where I start looking like, say, hey, Robinhood, can you get over here? Can you do something that will, can you, how do I say it? Can one of these low market cap coins get on Robinhood? And you guys know what I do for this. I normally go over here to, I haven't had to do this for a while. Oh gosh, filters, there we go. So I want to do add filter, there we go. I want to do a market cap of under 300 million. Oh, yeah, I really haven't had to do this in a while. I already built my watch list out. All right, so 3,000, 300,000, 3 million, 380 million, 300 million. Okay. That's what I want. I want to apply the filter. I want to come down here and I want the price to just be under a penny. This is the basics of what I look for in a cryptocurrency that I think can go parabolic, right? This is more of a Dogecoin type of event, a Sheep type of event, right? Okay, you go to show results, and this is usually the type of coins I'm looking for. So you see a Jasmine coin right here, it's up 63%, AMP up 56%, Reserve Rights 59%, Dogecoin Mars 17%, Sia Coin 44%, Smooth Love Potion 58%, Ape NFT only up 10%, Nevros Network up 64%, right? So these are the type of coins that I'm looking at. Look, you see how they're just, not even a penny. It can't be a penny on this filter. So, and then what I do is I say, okay, let me go down through some of these and see, hey, which one of these could I see going up on a Robinhood or a Webull? Then I try to buy them in anticipation for that. Like I can buy Jasmine coin in a lot of places, right? It's all over the place. You got Binance, Coinbase Exchange, yada, yada, yada. I'm probably going to buy some more Jasmine here and I don't even like Jasmine too much, but small market cap, I think this has an opportunity to get to other types of exchanges. Therefore, I want to buy it up. Oh, I messed up the filter. See, I can't. This is why I don't do filters all too much. It's just so annoying. But again, I think it's important to do this. So let me just go over here very fast. Apply filter. Price 0.01. Apply filter. Show results. There we go. And there's tons of different plays out here. I could only pop in $5 here, $5 here, $5 here if I really wanted to. Now, of course, I wouldn't be making life-changing money if I decided to pop off. I'd probably say find a few things you just want to toss in a couple $100 in, because that's where, again, you're aiming with these parabolic coins for at least 10,000% returns, which is already a crazy expectation to have in the first place. So if I go over here and I do percent return calculator, okay. Oh, this isn't the one. I used to have all this stuff on oh, there it is. Okay, So let's just say you put 200 bucks in here. You're looking for, oh, it doesn't have the percent. It's going to be at the, there it is. Okay, it's just a different type of calculator by the same creator. All right, but you have 200 bucks in here basically. It increases by 10,000%. Let's not even say Dogecoin levels of 20,000 because that was just totally epic. Probably not going to happen for a while. But 10,000%. Okay, 10,000. That 200 takes you to 20,000. Even if it just goes in half, right? That's still $10,000 off of 200. Now, $10,000 a lot of money these days? Kinda not. But if you're only bringing home $2,000 a month in wages, that's a lot of money, right? So that's how I think about a lot of these plays and how I want to buy them out. But these have higher market caps at the top, of course. But you go down here, you guys can find some real nice little gems here just for the fun of it. I'll do another walkthrough to see what I can find in these ones. But Taboo Token, Magical Craft, Red Coin. This one's been going down for a while. But see what you can find. Of course, they've all kind of pumped up, so I wouldn't really be buying them right now. After the pump, I'd wait for another market crash. But you go over here, $11 million market cap. And then what I would probably do is try to find out, where can I buy this at? Is it on an exchange that I already know, like a Binance, a Coinbase, a BitGet, a BingX, something like that. And so let me just go to one of these coins. I don't know what sounds interesting here. Banano Ban. I don't know what this is at all, but it only has like an $8 million market cap. Very, very small. Banano. I just think of minions when I hear it. That's why I just clicked on it. I can buy this. Uniswap, Spooky Swap, Pancake Swap, Sushi Swap. Okay, I wouldn't actually buy this because I want to have it on an exchange that I like. But you can see it is on a bunch of exchanges right here. CoinEx. You can buy it if you wanted to. If you really wanted to, you would have a way to buy it, and that's good enough. Okay, so I messed up again. I'm not going to go back and redo all the filters and stuff. But that's how I like to find some of those coins. The trick is just to try to guess, because at this point it is a guess, which one Robinhood will put onto their exchange. Because at this point, I think Robinhood knows that if they do this and they put a low market cap coin on their exchange, eventually it will pump up, and they want to be very careful with that because they saw how crazy Dogecoin was. So I do think as time goes on, and we still have a while before the next bull market kicks off, if you ask me, as time goes on, Robinhood will slowly start to add more coins. Their coin, even if Robinhood adds a low market cap coin that pumps up 20% the next day off of the news that it's getting put on Robinhood, I'm still buying that coin with that 20% increase because it's only the small little start before we really start to go boom, 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 and all-time highs and whatnot. Okay, so that's really my big strategy as far as finding a low market cap coin that can really go parabolic. I'm super excited to see when one shows up, but we just gotta wait for Robinhood to actually add more coins. Will Robinhood add more coins? Robinhood is likely to add more coins in the future with 2022 being expected. Oh, this is from a while ago, right? But it's just gonna be a hot minute, I guess. And I guess again, we have to always go back over here just to remind ourselves about the health of the actual company we're trying to buy this stuff from. You guys can't see this because it's so tiny. They still are having some issues as far as income. And just to be fun with this for a little bit, because it is Friday and there's not like a lot to talk about because Bitcoin is going sideways at the moment. Did it just send me? Oh, okay. Oh, let me go. Okay. Investor relations. Q3. 10Q. Okay, so this is Q. So this is from last year. Okay, but we go down here, and I can zoom in for you guys as well. I know it's boring, trust me, but this actually does tell you a lot about Robinhood. Okay, the difficulty of a complex regulatory environment and the need to adjust our business model in response. Basically, if they aren't allowed to do sell their order flow, then they got to figure out a way to make money and fast. That's basically what they say in this report. I remember reading it. It's gonna be that hard to read it. Okay, I'll read it. You guys don't have to worry about it as much. But they have a bunch of money here. Not, I wouldn't say revenue, but they have a lot of assets on hand. Expenses. Okay. Repurchase obligation. Accounts payable. Okay. Common stock. Here we go. Okay. You can see how small these numbers are. They're not really spending much on marketing, though. That's interesting. Hardly at all. 2022 marketing budget is way, way down. Look at this. 2021, when everybody was still pumping up, 283. This is in terms of thousands or millions? Yeah, millions, yeah. They spent millions and millions of dollars on marketing. Now they're just down to 19. Wow. That is insane. And 9 months ended. So this is 3 months. Yeah, this is the quarter. This is the 9 months in total. Wow, they've definitely dropped off quite a bit. Operations, general administrative. They've laid off people, so at least their expenses are going down. That's smart. Transactions, less people, using the platform, less they're not making as much money, but they're also not spending as much money. So net revenues. So revenue dropped from 35 to 25 in terms of millions. That's not good. Total net revenue, but only dropped a little bit here. Okay, so what was the big transaction-based revenue? Less people trading, less money. Net interest revenues, yeah. Oh, but net interest revenues went up. Whoa, what was that? Net interest revenue? Can I search that? Net interest revenue. Revenue generated from bank interest-bearing assets and the expense associated with paying on its interest-bearing liabilities. Oh, so I guess they for this, I guess, example, they probably had some loans out and they were making money on loaning out money. I guess that works out. And of course, you can see losses, loss, diluted basic. Okay, not too much there, but it seems like they're probably not going to have a lot of money to just be buying a lot of tokens that they can put on their exchange for you to actually buy. I think that's going to be their issue, just having enough money to buy a large amount. Because if they buy something, again, if they buy a bunch, if they try to put on a coin, everybody wants to buy it. They have to have enough to sell, especially in this new age where they have wallets. The wallets is big because if you want to transfer your crypto out, you have to actually be able to own the crypto, right? So if you buy a Bitcoin on Robinhood, it's not technically yours until you put it in the wallet and you transfer it out of Robinhood. It's Robinhood's. That's why, like, if Robinhood ever went out of business, if that Bitcoin was in Robinhood's account, it wouldn't actually be yours, even if you had a wallet associated with it. So you got to be very, very careful. I feel like you got to make sure that you guys, if you guys do want to do it this way, take your larger assets and put them off into a Ledger Nano, somewhere that's off exchanges in case something really bad would happen. But for me, as far as Robinhood, I still think that over time you may see Robinhood's asset price or the stock price go down. Although I'm happy to see I'm making some profit off of this finally. Remember the month? I've been talking about this for so long. I've just been dollar cost averaging, finally seeing some good. It's at $8.5 billion market cap. I want to see this get bought out by another institution, and I'd be very happy to see what happens after that. Maybe a Goldman Sachs or something. Probably not Goldman, but maybe J.P. Morgan Chase can just buy it off of their hands. That's actually what I'd like to see. What's right here? And hey, G Code Fitness Gallup. Yeah, we talked about that a few minutes ago. It's definitely having a really nice move, and it's continuing to go up and up and up and up. Had a breakout a few hours ago, and it's just going up like crazy. Too late for me to want to jump in, but look at that. Nice solid breakout. It's what you want to see right now, and you bounce back out a little bit further here. Could probably run up all the way to 0.072 or so. It still has room to run here. It's kind of ending off probably as far as how high it wants to go for the day, but I like this a lot. If it does manage to break out here, then we're probably going to go all the way up to 8.5 cents though. So long shot up here. Short term, just hope it breaks out there. But I can, if we go into next week I would say probably has a higher chance obviously than this week. That might not be impossible for it to go as long as we have some good news and the earnings reports are very, very good as well. Gala is definitely rocking, and we can kind of keep an eye out for now because this thing is definitely surging as we talk. What are the 5 1? Yeah, 15-minute chart works out fine. There we go. Definitely seeing some nice moves there. Voyager customers should start seeing crypto back my merch. Oh, that's fantastic. I have like $500 stuck in Voyager. I don't know what it's worth now, but I had some STMX in there that was earning interest on, and I was like, yeah, I'll just leave it in there. I took all my other crypto out, but not the STMX because I wanted that last interest day. Did not work out. And hey, Doge Master, thoughts on ADA? Let's look at it very fast. Let me make sure I actually moved everything back up here on my side. ADA. There you go. Testing out that 200 daily moving average. A little bit more. Okay, so for me, as far as I see, you can see there's a little bit of resistance level right there, or see me support level. If as long as we don't break down below that and the 20-day moving average, I'm trying to keep on holding. But that will one of those two will probably be my stop loss, because I would probably want to actually just open up a short position if we break down below that. On the other side here, we're testing out a few levels of resistance. We're kind of gathering up here. Traditionally, this would, we would actually break down from here. But since Bitcoin is such a like a positive position, just breaking out, the rest of the market's also just breaking out. You could see a scenario when we just break out above the 200 daily moving average, and I'd probably say that first price target would be around here at 42.5 cents. It looks like that's some type of Fibonacci level that I built up from the long term. Yeah, we bounced off of it pretty nicely too. So I would say we're probably going to face some resistance right around 42, 43 cents. If I'm buying around 39 cents, which is right now, I would definitely have that as my first scale out opportunity. If for whatever reason we do continue to move up a little bit higher here, which is going to be hard to be frank, then I would say it's most likely to not even get to the 50-week moving average, most likely just to get back up into this turbulent zone around 50 cents. That would still be a fantastic move, right? Go from here to around that 50-cent mark. That's still around 30% profit if you were to buy now. So I like it. This actually looks a little bit better than a lot of other plays out there. And I think that's possibly because even though it has managed to have a solid breakout of 64%, it's above the 20, still way below the 50, and the only real resistance level is right there. So if we even get up to 42 cents, that's still a solid profit. If we manage to break it above that, the profit even gets wilder. So I like it quite a bit. One thing here is if I can get this stuff out, now that we've actually had a few days here, I can go over here, right? Had some resistance right here, had a pivot, came back up, had a little bit of a pivot again, breaking out now. Watch the 40-cent range, and you can see how this one up here, 42, matches up with what we just talked about as far as that support level over there. So I'd really say I'm looking for around 42 cents short term. We just need to be able to break above that 200 on the daily moving average. And I think if we do that, then we also have the opportunity to go higher, but I would at least have a scale up portion right there, hope for the best, and maybe it can keep on going higher, maybe all the way up to 50 cents, but that would take a lot. To me, I'd only want to play it at max 50 cents, and 50 cents is usually that price target that we all like to go after, the one price target here. So I like it. I like it a lot. You just you're going to be waiting for a pretty seismic boom to just kind of happen out of nowhere. That's kind of the worst thing about it. But I wouldn't try to trade this with a bunch of leverage unless it was like maybe 2x or 3x. Just buy it, hold, and wait to see how that pump happens. If it bumps up 10, 20%, and you only have a 2x leverage, you're still going to be very happy with the results. Don't be greedy on this one. But yeah, watch out for at least on the downward side, just watch out for that trend line and watch out for the 20. Besides that, hope for a big pop to occur because Bitcoin wants to also just have a little bit of a big boom here. All of this, to me, all this big moves that we've been seeing, or the move we're probably going to see here, it's just going to be out of nowhere, just a massive boom. Probably going to have a little bit of a fake out before the large move occurs. And it'll probably shake some people out, to be frank. So maybe lower your stop losses a little bit more than you think you have to, and then wait for the big boom to occur after that, if it does occur at all. Now, where was I at here with the heck? Oh, back to Gala. There we go. You can see Gala giving up a little bit of ground right now, but not too bad. Red coin was popular in the coin in 2017. I don't know what happened to the coin since it did this. I don't know. They probably had some issues and people didn't like it. And if people don't trust the people that are running the business behind the coin, I can definitely see them taking the coin off their exchanges. And it's very hard to get your coin taken off an exchange. I want to mention that you have to do something that really ticks somebody off. Um, let's see. Crypto.com and Gemini have huge bets on Doge on Mars since they think it's the next Dogecoin. I mean, I have it. I mean, I think it could have a really seismic move. I think I'm betting more on the Elon part of it, though. I think he's going to do some great things with it. And mostly when he starts doing some more stuff in Mars, I think it'll go parabolic. But for me, since it still is technically a low market cap coin, just I just tossed in a couple $100 and see where it goes. Well, a little bit more than a couple $100 now, but just toss in some money and see where it goes. It doesn't have to be a lot. Like, I feel like people always think that, oh, I need to pop in $100 today to this crypto. No, we're in a bear market, and this bear market's gonna last for a while, folks. Even though we're at a nice high point of it right now, I would still be fine to say, yeah, I'll buy $5 today. I'll buy another $5 next week, another five. After a few weeks, it starts to add up really fast, and don't go homeless over investing in crypto. That'd be the worst thing possible, because eventually you just end up selling all of your crypto to try to get an apartment or something. And if you guys know anything about where I live, everything is just overly priced. Let's see. And hey, right, Brett. Hi, Mike. Teach me how to day swing trade. That's not something I can teach in like a 5 or a couple minutes. That usually requires like hours and hours and days of teaching. What I would say is there's a few books I would actually recommend you get. The first book is probably Day Trading and Swing Trading for Dummies, Investing for Dummies, and probably Charting for Dummies. I have Charting for Dummies, and I like it a lot. The basics of what you guys want to learn to trade really comes down to risk management, emotional management, and understanding how patterns work. You guys will formulate data tracking, tracking your own trades and actually understanding if you guys are doing well or not. That's pretty much what trading boils down to, and then doing the same thing over and over again to build up a data set to see, hey, I'm good at this, I'm bad at this, I'm good at this. Remember, I used to give you guys a free trading journal. I don't know if I still have it on my channel. Let me see if I do. I don't know. Let's go over here very fast. Let me go to the video you guys are watching, because if I'm lucky, it'll be down in the comments. No. Okay. I'll just go over here to my Google account. It has to be in here somewhere. Google Drive. Trading. Trading journal. This is an old one that I had, I think. Pivot table. Yeah, here's an old one. Okay. This is one I used as a tutorial for you guys a long time ago. Let's go over here very fast. Let's pop this up. So I have this, and I'm probably going to sell it down the line since I gave it to everybody free a while ago. Probably going to sell it. I don't know. I'll figure it out, because I'm still working on this longer tutorial that I'm making to teach you guys how to trade from step 1 to full time. But basically, what you want to do, and you can do this without all the fancy doohickeys of all the this thing is full of algorithms and stuff in here, which is kind of annoying, but, well, not annoying, but can be complicated if you guys don't know about it. But basically what I want you guys to do, if you guys are just learning to trade, or you guys are even experienced traders, and you guys are still just not at that point where you're making a full-time living off of it, create some type of simple trading journal. I call this one specifically Trading Journal Crypto Swings. I will have a Trading Journal Option Swings, Trading Journal Day Trading Options, Trading Journal Long-Term Stocks, Day Trading Long-Term Dividends. I will have it broken down exactly how I want it to have it down, and I will have like Apple in multiple categories or crypto in different categories. But keep track of every single trade you do, and then at the end of the month, spend a whole day or half a day, however long it takes you to do. Go through your data and see what you are good at trading, what you're bad at. What this does, and I'll probably find a way to sell it to you guys so you guys can get the document here. Well, not this document, because it actually has words and stuff in it. But basically, you're going to put your stop loss, your closing price, your profit loss, your total profit. It'll calculate a lot of this stuff for you. It's not like you're doing all this. It'll tell you how much to save for taxes. Usually what I do is if I know I'm going to have to spend a certain amount of money in taxes, I'll put that in some type of low-risk bond or something, so it's earning money for me even while I'm just waiting to pay the taxes, if that makes sense. And you'll talk about, hey, what was the setup? Why did you actually buy this position or open the position the way you did? It can be a pennant. It can be ascending triangle, inverse head and shoulders, falling wedge, descending triangle, whatever. Whatever. And then what you do is you come over here. Now, this is all zoomed in quite a bit, so it's going to be kind of hard, and I don't really have much data here. You can go over here and see how much money you're making for each particular one. What were you the most profitable of? You can see right here, descending triangle. I was making profit. Descending triangle, no profit. Pennant, profit. And so, you need more data here because I only have like 3 things, I think. Yeah. But basically, it's key that you actually keep track of how you're doing as an investor. And, I have a list on the right side of my screen of about like 20, 30 coins or something like that, plus a few indexes and things of that nature. You really only need to have like 10 things to start trading off with. I know we see stuff like Gala popping off and like, oh, I really wish I was in Gala or something like that. Really, I would say, as far as crypto is concerned, Bitcoin and Ethereum are all you really need. If you want something more speculative, go with Solana, Ethereum Classic, or Matic. Add one of those 3 or all 3. You can have 5 if you want to, but I would say don't go more than 5 as far as crypto. I would say Matic, Ethereum Classic, Bitcoin Ethereum, or Ethereum Classic, Matic. No, let's go Ethereum Classic personally for me. Some people want Matic more, but they're both really good. Let's go Ethereum Classic, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Those are the only crypto coins I will day trade. Okay, let's just say that. That's if you trade, that's all you want to day trade. Nothing else. A swing trade, nothing else. Nothing else. Just become an expert on those ones, okay? And then as far as stocks, Apple, Microsoft, Meta, Tesla, get a couple oil stocks in like Zom or Chevron or Conoco, Home Depot if you want one of those. Have like a 10 stocks that you want to look at, and you should be fine from there. Maybe a Visa or something like that as well. And just become very good at trading only those. You can always switch different stocks out and crypto coins out if you want to, but I would say it's better to just get a few good high market cap plays out there, or good market cap assets. Learn how well you do while trading them, and learn how to improve and back test and see what you did wrong, and learn and educate yourself over and over and over again. Most people, they try to go for every which coin they can, and they're always a little too late. So where after they buy, the market tends to go down. That's where that feeling that comes into play for most traders out there when they're new. Oh, I just bought. Oh my God, I'll be making so much money. Oh no, it's going down. Why is it going down? It was just going up so much, right? Because they never learned how to do the proper technical analysis of that. Just be able to keep track of your trades and understand why your trades worked and why they didn't. And then last thing is just learn how to scale out if possible. Now, scaling out isn't possible if you guys want to become day traders as far as stocks are concerned, because most of you guys aren't starting off with $25,000 in the bank, so you guys are going to be limited by the pattern day trading warning. So if you guys want to practice day trading, honestly, how about you just focus on swing trading stocks for multiple days, and just focus on day trading Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Matic, or Ethereum Classic, or something like that, right? That's how I kind of see it. I think it's a travesty about how the market's designed to not let people do their day trading on it. I know there's a reason for it from a technical perspective, but it still sucks. But yeah, that's kind of like the ABCs of how to get started. But it primarily comes down to, do you understand the patterns that are in the market? Can you understand a double top, a double bottom, the breakouts that are occurring, having a stop loss, understanding that your stop losses are going to hit, you are going to lose, but because you planned everything out properly, in the long run, you're still making more money. That's the way you have to handle it. And you have to have conviction that your technical analysis is going to work out until your stop losses hit, especially for options. For options, I always go back to the Apple play that happened in 2021, where I told all of you guys I was loading up on Apple plays. Like, I was just totally transparent. Like, hey, everybody, I am buying a bunch of Apple calls here, here, and here. Here are the stop losses. Here are the strike prices. Here are the expiration dates. And I think this is, it was a very simple break. Yeah, it's right here. This is the classic one I always go back to, because there was some trouble with it, but at the end of the day, it ended up working out. So right here. Okay. So Apple broke out, and I typically am one that buys options towards the end of the day in case the breakout is false and it comes back down before the end of the day. I don't want to be stuck in that position, okay? Because then all of a sudden it's looking more like this instead of like that. But for 3 days while holding those options, nothing happened. The value of my options were going down, down, down until one day we finally started to pop and we started to chug up again and again and again. And of course, it went up to some crazy highs. Unfortunately, I did not sell up here. I scaled out like here. I think I scaled out around here somewhere and up here. And then I just sold the rest of them kind of around here. And I think that was just because of a simple Fibonacci extension tool here. If I go here, oh, let me get the magnet off. There we go. There we go. So I didn't bother with this one, mostly again because we had already broken out. We should go a lot higher. This is back in the bull market series of everything good ever happened in the market. Scaled out here, middle of the day. Scaled out here. I don't know if I actually scaled out here. I thought I got out a little bit earlier, but I could have scaled out here. You can see how the resistance matched up pretty nicely. I scaled out there, and my stop loss was what kind of right back down to here, kind of the low of the day before. And that's how I kind of see this stuff working out. You're going to have these types of plans in place, looking at other data, other factors, understanding the market conditions. Most of trading is stuff your mind does in the background. Like, oh yeah, we're in a bull market. We're probably not going to have any crazy downward move unless we have some really bad news out there, right? Or unless we've actually had a really big pump over the past few days. And as you guys can see, there wasn't really a massive pump here. This was a decent pump. This was a really nice pump, but we really hadn't seen one up until that point. And even now, as we go to Apple, you can see that Apple just broke out as far as this one right here, right there, going up a little bit higher. Although I would have to say this Apple, because this bear market, it's not as easy to trade. Now, if you try to go from these highs to lows, you get that one right there. That one was fine. It only lasted for a few days, so what would you have to do? Probably have to go to a 4-hour chart for this one, but I can make it look like this. Here, to here, to here. You might try to sell around there. I'd probably have to go to the 4-hour chart for this one because it just looks so nasty. Because I think most people would probably actually just go from here to the high of the day down here. But even that, like a little there, a little bit there. Yeah, even that just seems kind of icky. You'd have to go to a 4-hour chart because it doesn't look too precise. But anyway, you go back over here. You would try to adjust it again. Guess what? Held up okay. But you can see there was a few wicks where we actually did try to break out. And that's where you always wait to make sure that we're about to close. Like, okay, I'll buy or I won't buy based off of how we close. And we finally broke out here, broke out, sideways action. Now we're chugging. So there's tons of ways to trade. As far as I prefer swing trading over day trading. In this bear market, I've been preferring more, honestly, day trading. But it's more about understanding the basics and just becoming very, very good at them. And then writing down your results and keeping yourself accountable. What I did so poorly when I was first learning to trade is I convinced myself that the market was the problem and I wasn't the problem. It's like the worst thing you could possibly do is say it wasn't my fault. The market's rigged against me. Right? It's the worst thing. It's just the worst thing you could possibly do to yourself. It just ends so poorly because it stops yourself from trying to learn more about how everything is supposed to work. So if you do want to take that next step and you do want to try going full time or just not even full time, it's just about consistent income. So over the year or so I've had this channel, year and a half now that I've had this channel, I've only helped, I think, about 15 people, only 15 of the 5-6 million people that have watched my channel go full time. I've probably helped out about 40 to 50 make consistent income. Like consistent, like where they're not leaving their job, but they can actually just have a much better life based off of trading. And then I probably helped out a few hundred make a profit throughout the year. So win, loss through the year, they're profitable. Rest of them, I don't actually know because I don't talk to everybody on the channel. It's really the members and who stayed here for the longest, right? But if you don't keep track of your trades, how are you know if you're good or bad? If you kind of rely on that gut feeling, you're relying on your emotions, and that's just going to kill you. So don't do that. It's just definitely a long and hard process, but take it slow. And you're talking to somebody who has medically diagnosed severe ADHD, right? And I did all this without ADHD medication. I just started ADHD medication 25 days ago because I've been trying to do more stuff for my channel that's outside the area of trading, and I'm just not mentally able to do everyday work like in an office. I mean, it can, but while it may take you a 9 to 5, I'm a 9 to 10 type of guy for the same work that you guys might have to do in the office space. Luckily, most of my work has been talking, negotiating, where I'm not actually writing reports and stuff of that nature. It's how I get by. Do what you can, don't do what the system wants you to do. But yeah, every single trade you do, record why you did it, record the reason. Like here, let me go back to that. Did I delete it or so? I think I deleted it, or I got rid of it. The time, the date, why you made the trade, your stop loss, your opening price, the actual closing price, and then see what went wrong. See what happened, what went wrong, and you can go back and just see. Because most of the time, it's not always that you messed up as a trader. Sometimes the market just goes against you. But you have to make sure that when the market does go against you, you just have your stop loss there and you hold up to your plan. Um, I think the one thing that separates good traders from bad traders is our good traders can come up with a plan and they can execute it. Good, like with a positive trade or a negative trade, like losing money, making money. They stick to that. They stick to that plan and they don't alter it at all. Have plenty of plans. I've been busy over the past few weeks helping my mom with some appointment stuff, so I haven't been able to do as many member videos. But tomorrow I'm going to do a membership stream, and just to kind of give you guys an example of what we're going to be talking about, like, if we go to Microsoft, that's already had the earnings, so I don't have to worry about it as much. So, maybe I'll come over here and we'll talk a little bit about Microsoft and where some levels of resistance and support are. I'll pull up some different levels as far as maybe GAN box and stuff. Like a GAN box is like there's a way to do this. Let me go back to Gala very fast. If I click this, it should work out. Oh, there we go. All right. This one I think has too many GAN boxes. This is like a few GAN boxes, so it's too cluttered. But you could put a GAN box in it right here, and then we can be looking at, hey, just to see if there's any resistance levels. And this is Bitcoin, obviously not Microsoft. But we can say, hey, are there any levels of resistance coming up that we have to worry about according to this specific GAN box? Because this GAN box was working actually very, very nice. Look at this. You buy here, you can make some money here a few days later. Right? You buy here, you can make some money. You buy here, you can make some money. You buy here, you could have made some money, but short amount of time. This is some really crazy stuff. Usually you wouldn't be in here because of the death cross that occurred between the 20 and 50 daily moving averages. But what messed this GAN box up? FTX. This thing was holding up beautifully until FTX came along and just destroyed it. Then you can see it turn into resistance. We had a Fibonacci line right here. Time reversal. Boom. We started to pivot a little bit more. Yada, yada, yada. You could add multiple stuff on here. But, don't be afraid to use all the tools you can. It's just don't overwhelm yourself. Excuse me. Like, I should lock the price to bar ratio. This is 3 separate GAN boxes on this chart that go out pretty darn far. And even these GAN boxes aren't even 100% right for me right now. I messed this up a little bit. Why did I mess this up? No, these are ratios. Never mind. So as long as those two right there. Okay, never mind. I'm wrong about that. But yeah, you could play around with these a lot. And you can see how there's a line right there. Stronger levels of support with multiple lines on there. But you can see they didn't really close below this level here. Different types of support levels, big booms of resistance right there after you eventually broke down. There's a lot of stuff here. Way too much for the average investor. But utilize the tools. Like I have a bunch of tutorials on this channel. How to add GAN fans, how to add GAN boxes, how to just set up your basic charts and stuff like that. I'm putting out a new TradingView tutorial next week where I'm just going to go through beginning to end how to set up your chart. In order to do that, I actually made a new TradingView account. How do I do this? Display. He's sleeping on the blanket I provided him. I just gave him one of my blankets. I'm like, you can get it dirty by just laying down on it. But I'm gonna give him a treat very fast. So let's see. Let's see if he'll smell it. Oh, he knew exactly when I did it. Oh, I think he didn't realize he was sitting on top of it. Oh, he got it. Good boy. Yeah. Okay. No, things I got always have opened up here. Let's see. There you go. I think we should be good as far as audio is concerned. Oh, sorry guys. Yeah, I got some. Sorry, I got so many different side streams here that some of them don't accept my Yeti audio for some reason. Basically, what I was going to tell you guys is next week I'm going to be creating a tutorial for you guys for TradingView, start to finish, how to set up everything in TradingView. Right now, I think there's a really good one on YouTube that's about 20 minutes long, but it doesn't really go into like half the things you guys have to know. Again, most I didn't spell even TradingView right, but trading, like there's a couple TradingView tutorials, like complete TradingView tutorial stuff like this. I'm gonna make one that's extremely detailed, but only showing you guys the stuff that's actually truly important. Disciplined Trader has a decent one if you want to watch. That one is 42 minutes. There's another one that's like 20 minutes or something like that. But I want to give you guys a very, very long one that's very, very easy to understand. But it's a pretty practical one because again, what my problem is with most of these guys and their different types of tutorials is they don't necessarily make them for people that have fresh accounts. My TradingView account, well, let me just go over here. TradingView prices. I got premium, so I can have as much stuff as I want to, as far as you guys are concerned. Like I can get everything I want. Yeah. So this is $60 a month. Not everybody wants to do that, right? I'm annually, so I just pay annually, and it's much cheaper if you ask me, right? But not everyone needs the premium plan. You get all like 25 indicators, 8 charts in one layout. I really get it for 8 charts in one layout and second base intervals. You guys know how I feel about the seconds charts. They're so sexy, if you will. Because I think most people can only go to the 1 minute chart. Something about the second chart is always just very, very nice to me. I really do like it, especially when I'm trying to do day trades and whatnot. Okay. Now, most people are probably going to be happy with Pro Plus. I think Pro Plus is what I actually recommend the average investor get. Pro, if you're just starting off and you are more serious about becoming an investor, you'd probably be okay spending the $15 a month because honestly, when you're a new investor, you really don't really have many things to pay for. I would say all you need to do to learn how to trade is get Pro at least, and then from there, maybe Pro Plus if you really want to. But again, you can see the difference, 15 versus 30. Maybe you guys don't want to pay 30, that's fine. $15 a month, and then you simply just maybe buy a book or two, watch a couple YouTube videos, and you just keep practicing, and you day trade, and you swing trade, and you paper trade, excuse me, is the term I'm looking for. So you can always go down here. I don't know if you guys can see right now, but I think my thing is blocking it, yeah. I can move this up, and I can go to trading panel, and right here, it's trade station, paper trading, ONDA, trade rate, whatever, a bunch of, you can just go right here and set up a paper trading account, and you can practice paper trading until you feel comfortable enough to actually make some money. To actually trade some money. And while you're doing that, you could have an account that is you're funneling money into every single month until you have a good amount of money to trade. Right now, everybody has like $10,000 to start off trading, so you can start off like, maybe I'll put $5 in a week until I reach $1,000, then I'll start to trade. And while you're putting that money in there, you're also learning how to trade. You're learning the basics, and you're doing paper trading as well. And you will actually have a separate trading journal for your paper trading account, because you really shouldn't start trading until you're probably at least 60% profitable on your trades, and then you could actually start putting money behind it. Until then, you're most likely just losing money over time unless you're doing some type of long-term investment, as far as like buying an Apple or Google and just Bitcoin, just hoping it goes up for the long term, which they should all do. See, and hey, Justin, Dogecoin's taken off. It's up 5% right now. It definitely is. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. Definitely has had a good pump. I wonder if we've had a tweet or something similar about it. Let me get rid of all this extra things I have here. There we go. Okay. Oh, there's the trading journal. See, it was way over here. See, yeah, but Dogecoin is definitely pumping up right now. Here's the 1 minute chart. Wowza. Dogecoin is definitely having a nice pump. Gala is still pumping. Anything else pumping? Engine Coin's still doing fine. AXS is doing fine. Mana is doing fine. Only thing down really here is Leo, but Leo was up, I think, 5% yesterday as well. Bitcoin's still going sideways as the most part. But I like what we're seeing from Dogecoin. Again, Dogecoin we were just talking about. Oh, I guess I deleted the technicals here. Again, you're seeing that same level of resistance. You're seeing that same trend of higher lows, and you're waiting for that big breakout to occur. Now, this could happen anytime over the next couple of days. It looks like anywhere until February 4th or so. But again, don't be surprised if we have a larger move here because everything seems to be breaking out as far as these small ones right there, right? Breakout, boom, just with a smaller scale level of what we're seeing overall, okay? So, nice breakout, but you're hitting that level of resistance. You could also get rid of this, and let's just add the fibs on here. Let's see if we can manage to break out a little bit higher. You can see the consolidation that happened over here for a while. Broke out strong. Broke out above this one very, very strong. Look at the 15. Let's go to 5. There you go. Very, very strong. Next big move really seems to be up here around 9.5 cents, 0.093. Should be pretty fun. And hey, Hannah, I was late to the stream. What is your thinking behind the possible move up for Bitcoin? To me, it really feels like the crypto market was trying to do two things. Catch up to where the NASDAQ and the SPY were going because those two were so close to a breakout. And I think the reason why I wanted to catch up is because I think, going back to that chart that we were just talking to a while ago, I don't think Bitcoin was ever really supposed to have this drop down here to $15,000, $16,000. I think what happened with FTX is it forced us to come back down lower. And, if we were to kind of just look at Bitcoin this way, forget the my head's in the way. Let's see, there you go. If we never had the FTX saga, this would actually be just a decent range for Bitcoin if you think about it. And I think the market's just trying to, I think Bitcoin's just trying to recalibrate, basically. That's my personal opinion on this. I know we're heading up for a lot of levels of resistance, but I just think that we were never supposed to come down here. But because FTX had this massive implosion of like historic type of implosion here, we crashed down, unfortunately, below a good, strong level of support. It even turned into a level of resistance, and now we're just fixing that back up. Because if, let's say we're back down here, this is like a 27% pump. That's not really too crazy if you think about it. We had like a 43% pump up here. It's not crazy to just think we could have a little bit of a pump like that. The weird thing is, the thing that is so crazy is that FTX made us fall down so much that all the support levels that we'd been using, they really got crushed. Remember, we had been using oh, I'm on the wrong Dogecoin chart right here. I need to go back to Bitcoin. Oh, no, I need to go to Bitcoin Coinbase. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Okay. Right. We were holding strong here, doing just fine. Because remember, over here, this was the Celsius crash. We broke down below these support levels as well. These exchange crashes have had really bad effects on technical analysis as somebody who loves technicals, right? But then, you could always bring up another one and you could always see, hey, this one didn't work, but maybe this one worked and stuff like that. Like, did this have any good effects on it? No, this isn't it. This is another one that's similar. There's one of these that is pretty nice. Yeah, like over here, the FTX crash, it did bring us back down here and we kind of continued on this little bit of a downtrend right there. All right, see how tap, close to a tap, kind of holding that support level still from the orange line. Came down here, tapped right on it, found support, continued to move up, got rejected right here. Now we're starting to trickle back up. Now the next level of resistance is really up here towards 27,000. Could we get up here? Yes, it really just depends on what actually happens though next week. Bitcoin technically, guys, could really get really high, but I'm just not saying that personally because I just don't know how good of earnings that Apple is going to have, Google's going to have, Meta is going to have, and Amazon's going to have. I really just don't know. So for now, we're just talking about these small levels of resistance where we talk about things like, hey, we're back into this trading range right now from here to here. Let's draw this out. And this is a scale out zone if you guys bought anywhere down here or even over here. We've already bounced up so high that eventually we are going to, unfortunately, come back down. So there's a whole bunch of different stuff you guys could do for the technicals. But as far as Bitcoin and whatnot, I just think we're recalibrating after a huge move down that I don't think the market was expecting. I just don't think people were expecting FTX to kind of go kaploop the way it did. I was shocked. Maybe because I just didn't do much work with FTX, or I didn't really talk about them too much besides like, is it a good exchange? And I was like, I think it's a good exchange. I said that plenty of times. Boy, was I wrong, right? But when they have a name on a stadium, I thought it might be some freaking credibility for them, but no. But really, I think it's just making up for this lost ground from FTX. And on top of that, we're still having a good move as far as the market's concerned. You go over here to the NASDAQ, what's happening during these past few months, right? We built our way back up towards a level of support. Boom, doing just fine. Same thing with the SPY, same thing. Coming back up here towards a level of resistance and breaking out, causing a new level of support. And as far as SPY is concerned, we've also broken out above the 50-week moving average, which we haven't been above since April, or no, I should say, yeah, mid-April of 2022. It's been a while. So we're kind of watching it. If you take away the price, though, where is it at? There you go. You can definitely see how the trend lines are definitely not going in the right direction. You can see how the trends are changing. And historically, when we have those trends change like that, 2008 financial crisis, dot-com bubble, it doesn't really bode well, because if I fill it back in, whoa, that's nasty. Whoa, that's nasty, right? That's the issue that we have. The trends are definitely not in our favor, and we have this pattern here of a death cross between the 20 and the 50 crossing below the 200. Really nasty, right? And the cool thing is, once we actually find a good breakout, so the 20 does break out above the 50, wow, full steam ahead. Let me go over here. 20 above the 50, full steam ahead. Full steam ahead, okay? So, that's what I really am paying attention to right now. It's just, we're not there yet. We haven't had the crossovers. Certain assets within the NASDAQ, within the SPY, are having these events, but not the actual indexes themselves. Like, this is the SPY that we just watched go over to the NASDAQ, right? Same thing. Let's get rid of that line very fast. Let's go over here and hide this. We've had the 20 crossover, but we haven't had the 50 yet. 2008. Again, same type of concept, right? 2008, boom. Dot-com bubble, boom. We've had them. We haven't had the second one yet. So it all depends. The cool thing, or the interesting thing right now that makes things a little bit easier for us, that makes me doesn't make me feel like we're just going to have a huge crash all the way down here type of thing, is mostly that we're dealing with inflation this time. And perhaps inflation may change the dynamics of how the market's working, because you can just see how much money we've pumped into the economy. This is all money the Fed has printed, Fed has added to the balance sheet. Really bad fiscal policy over the past 2 decades, or past decade, I would say. But you can see what it was able to do with the market. I mean, we just went parabolic. I mean, again, just put this into scale. Let's go to the monthly chart. 2000, financial crisis. Just go right here, financial crisis. Financial crisis to now. Does that look normal? No, of course it's not normal. Of course we can come back down. As far as the monthly chart's concerned, we're just taking a little bit of a hiatus over here, probably before we fall down here. And when we fall down to 10,000, 9,000, I guess if we have a recession, that's where I really want to buy up as much as possible. But you can clearly see that as far as a monthly support, we're just hovering around the support level. Should you be buying around here? Yes, I'm fine with buying around here for long term, but I'm really preparing for the move that brings us down here. So that's the way I see everything. If we come down below this, I'd be surprised. But I also do have levels way down here. If we really have to come down that far, I do have levels. But something really bad would have to happen for that to occur, like really, really bad. So you can see those basic support levels, especially if you kind of stretch out the markets a little bit more. Even going over here to the SPX. So SPX is in thousands, SPY is definitely in the hundreds, right? But you can definitely see these levels of support here that you're seeing, right? Support, or it used to be resistance, now it's support. You're seeing those clear moves there. But what happens when you break down below them? Again, these are monthly charts here. But what happens when you break down below them? And I could even delete this as far as the charts. Again, even during these nasty moves of 2000 and the financial crisis, we had crosses. Now, I don't typically talk about these crosses too much because they don't mean as much to me, at least from the patterns that I've looked at. But you can see we're only just starting to curl back down. So from a bull perspective, maybe we're just having a little bit of a dip and we'll eventually continue to rally back on. More pessimistic, maybe not like 2019 type of pessimism, but maybe something worse. Maybe more pessimism. Oh, we're just starting off the trend and here we're going to be going back down over time. But usually by the time this has come down, that the worst of the market is usually already occurred because it is such a far lagging indicator of a month out, right? So, right, the market was way over here. The cross happened here. The market's done. It's been done falling for a while, even from the dot-com bubble. Oh, it didn't even fall down here during the dot-com bubble, so you should be fine. Death cross here, yeah, nasty. Death cross here. No, the dip has pretty much been over. So, take your time and get these, understand these like huge macro moves that we're seeing. It's all about timing, right? If you're not getting the timing down, it's going to be very hard to make money in this market right now, which is why I'm doing more day trading and a small amount of swing trading. But I'm still overall just bearish because I don't see the economy necessarily just getting better. I see the GDP was doing fine, but the GDP is still coming down. So, GDP quarterly, I didn't spell it right, but that's fine. Chart. Can I get like a larger one? No, they don't have a. No, I don't think I'll be able to get a nice one. St. Louis Fed? No. I'm just looking for a simple candle bar chart or a column chart, excuse me. Okay, whatever. But yeah, so I'm just not as enthusiastic about the economy. I think the politicians are, or the Treasury is, and the Wall Street is. So I'm patiently just waiting this game out, bit by bit, bit by bit. But yeah, understand that if this is a potential bottom for the market, although to me, I see the bottom going down here. I think that's how most people think about it. As far as let me get out of this Bitcoin chart. Let's see. Let me go to this Bitcoin chart. Much more simple, much more naked, I would say. There we go. If we go over to, I guess, yeah, is this a longer term one? Yeah, this is a long term one. When it comes to stuff like this, of course, we're kind of in that same spot. I guess maybe a little bit different there, kind of right around there. We're in that same spot. I would actually probably say it's closer to up here, right? That little zone from this wick to this wick, if you guys can see it above my head. But what ended up happening again is FTX screwed everything up and we fell down more than expectations. We're actually coming into contact with the 50-month moving average, which hasn't really been much of a resistance level. You can see right here, really not too much. I really put more stock on that 50 and the 200 weekly moving averages as far as I consider it here. I can always open up one of my other layouts though, tutorials for channel. And weekly, let me move this one forward. Oh, I guess I need to move it back, not forward. There we go. So this is SMA moving averages, this is EMA moving averages, DEMA moving averages, and TEMA moving averages. So simple moving average, exponential moving average, double exponential moving average, triple exponential moving average, okay? So we already know what the weekly ones look like here. Exponential is crossing down. So it's already crossed. Already had that death cross here, but you can see so far it really hasn't amounted to much, which is why I don't typically use exponential moving averages as far as death crosses for me. They're like a heads up, but I really want to see that big move occurring. I think we talked about this more in detail when we saw this right here. Remember the death cross that I was warning everybody about way back in time, back in April of 2022, where it was like, hey, everybody, there's a death cross coming. Be very, very careful. The death cross occurred here, and then we started to come back down. If you go over to the other Bitcoin chart, though, this one gave you more of a warning, right? Right there. Just peeked up above it, and then boom. I like looking at this a little bit better because then I could actually apply it to some other technical analysis as far as like, hey, where is my trend going? Oh, look at that. Perfect. Okay, I might want to open up a short right here, even though we broke back out. We were a little overbought. You're dealing with other levels of resistance. That's how I'm looking at it right now. Okay, but we got that one working right there. We had the death cross on the weekly. First time ever in Bitcoin's history. That is important, right? First time ever in Bitcoin's history that the 50-week moving average has crossed down below the 200. First time ever. Even if it's exponential, first time ever. Go over here. TEMA's a little bit different. They don't really work out the same as weekly, so you can see it already happened a long time ago, but it's not like it's not happened before, if that makes sense, right? This is, assuming DEMA's, not TEMA's. And you can see we're having a golden cross here, which is actually more of a bullish sign. I would like to go over to the daily chart, though, and you can see, we've been perfectly fine as far as this is concerned for a while. Not really much that's concerning me, not really much at all. Maybe if this starts to come back down a little bit more and it breaks down, we have a death cross there, I might just be aware of it, but I'm not too concerned. Usually this is actually too little too late for me as far as Bitcoin and the DEMAs here. Maybe on the 4-hour chart, you might see something a little bit easier. But to me, normally, like you see the death cross right there, boom. It's more for the shorter time frames. You go over here to TEMA. TEMA doesn't even allow you to do them. So you can see there's no TEMAs here. There's no moving averages at all. Oh, no, they're all hidden. There you go. There you go. You can see how they're pretty much useless. I'm surprised they actually allow them to do this right here. A lot of times they're not shown. But yeah. Oh, wait. You know, it's been tons and tons of weeks since we've actually looked at the TEMAs here. You can see not much use here at all. I don't even use it much at all as far as this is concerned. Daily, maybe a little bit more. I usually just look for the clusters, right? Clusters, big move, 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 clusters. You got to use technical analysis, but usually those clusters almost remind me of Bollinger Bands. Okay, but this is just 200 just racing up at this point. We can leave this one, yes, over here. Let's go back over here, and then let's go over to, is Gala still pumping? No, consolidating, waiting for a nice little breakout. We can watch this for a second, though. There we go. And then Dogecoin consolidating, waiting for another breakout as well from Dogecoin. Okay. But I like what I see. There you go. Let's close that out very fast. There we go. Hey, Mike, would you use an RSI on Bitcoin? Just started using it as an indicator? Yeah, I mean, RSIs are pretty important. I use it more for like a back testing, more of a historical context. But yeah, like if I were to open this up very fast, daily, technicals. Oh, I deleted all mine. I forgot. I made a tutorial and I didn't want to show that. I made a tutorial for you guys for divergences, and I had all these technical indicators with stars ahead of them like this. So if I come back over here, you would have just seen the divergence from many indicators thing right there. And so I deleted all of them in order to act like I actually have to search for it to make the video a little bit longer, which ended up working out, but still. So yeah, let me add relative strength index here. You can definitely add it on here, and you can see we're clearly overbought. We're clearly just overbought. We haven't been to this overbought in a while. Last time we were this overbought was kind of by all-time high metrics, and over here, another big rally where we ended up crashing back down. We're totally overbought right now as far as RSI is concerned. I would instead go to the weekly, right? And you can see right here, let me take my head out of the way. It's blocking too much of the good stuff. There we go. Let's open this up. And you can see how we're kind of back up here around 60. Still pretty not the best. You can see last time we were up here was way over here, 55. What happened? We ended up coming back down. Above that, we got too high. That was closer to over here. Guess what? We were coming back down. When you're too high on the weekly one, you typically do have some pretty nasty crashes. So just be careful. And I doubt we're in a parabolic mood like we were back over here in 2020, 2021, right? So careful with it. But the weekly is a little bit better. I would say when we're oversold, though, same thing. You can usually buy and you're usually going to be okay. But you could put this on top of what you know as far as GAN boxes and stuff like that, using some of those orange levels that we talk about. But yeah, on the daily, oh my gosh, we're just off the charts. We're freaking crazy overbought. Monthly, we're still pretty low, right? Still pretty low on the monthly chart here, looking fine. Normally we find our bottoms around these levels actually, so that's another more bullish indicator. So you can read it a whole bunch of ways, but typically I don't look at the bottom. I don't look at the monthly RSIs all too much, right? Especially because the way Bitcoin has worked in the past is, we've pretty much only been trading it for the majority of people since like 2017, 2018, when it really hopped on board. Before that, everybody was just kind of buying it up and just trying to hold it for the long term, and maybe a few traders here and there. But throughout this time, remember, we were coming out of an economic recession with the financial crisis and things like that, 2008. We really haven't had a serious economic event on the downside since 2008. So how much further on the monthly charts can Bitcoin go on the RSI if we actually do have a legitimate recession? Tons of job losses, people really just don't have much money, unemployment skyrocketing. What happens? Then in that case, we may actually go below 30 and break down, just like how we're so overextended right now. bit by bit, bit by bit. But yeah, you can definitely do it. I don't use it too much. I kind of just use it as a point of reference every now and again. But usually there's other like sorry, dog hair on my arm. Normally what you can do is you actually go over here and you can go to RSI, and sometimes you can find some community scripts there. So RSI divergence, candles, bands, lazy bear, maybe this RSI bands, RSI, so maybe something like this. And you can use this instead if you guys know how to read it. Probably some of you guys don't know how to read it. I should probably get off the monthly chart because that's not going to help at all. Maybe you guys can use this. It's just it's too simple of an indicator for me to have on my chart because I like my charts to just have a certain amount of things. But I would say yes, it's worth peeking at it every now and again. I peek at it once before I make every trade. Peek at it once before I make any trade. Normally, the thing I've been using over the past few weeks, as you guys know, is the divergence for many indicators. If you guys want to know more about this, I made a video about it, a divergence tutorial basically. But for the MACD, HIST, OBV, MFI, what did I say? What else is there? MOM, I should just say. Everything over here, you can find divergences and hidden divergences. That's what I like to use right now. Personally, that's what I've been looking to use. That way I can have all the information. Kind of, I can say, hey, there's a divergence going on right now. I like divergences. Divergences to me are much more valuable than overbought and oversold because this market is so irrational right now. There's so much money on the sidelines that with any good news, we just have a total pump, So I would say, yeah, definitely consider using the RSI. Just use it so much so you get really accustomed to being able to only have to use it a little bit. That's how I would use it. Become an expert in it, so you just have to take a quick peek and you're like, okay, I see what that means, and then you move on. You're not going to be digging deep into all this stuff, especially if you just put this over here. Like I can just actually set this over here to specifically, let's get at this, specifically to only show me RSI. So I can take off MACD, histogram, MACD, CCI, momentum, OBV, VWAP, check-in, money flow index. There you go. So I can actually only see RSI index, relative strength index divergences now. And if you guys know by divergences, it just means the price is going one way and the indicator is going the other way. What's going on? Usually the pattern that you see or the pair you see with those two matches, like higher lows versus flat tops, whatever, it'll tell you something. This dotted lines represent hidden divergences. Solid lines represent regular divergences or bearish divergences. Green dotted lines, hidden bullish divergence. Regular green lines, bullish divergence, right? So you see from here to here, bullish divergence. This means maybe you should buy right here, maybe you should buy right here. This one wasn't right, didn't work out. This one did. But that's why you usually will put the other ones on so you had more of an optimistic tone. And you can see right here, this one did work out a little bit. Well, I mean, think about it, this one did actually work out because he bought low, probably sold high. You probably have to look at a 4-hour chart in terms of that. I probably wouldn't know where to start on that 4-hour chart, though. September 7th. Oh, that's a while ago. September. Oh, here it is. So lower high. So the divergence kept getting larger, larger, larger. So I guess if you did take this advice and you did more of a short-term trade, yeah, it would have actually worked out pretty well. Bitcoin right there. Let's just go to like I would have done a smaller trade, so I would have done a scalper type of move. So let's go to the high here to the low. Matches up with that one, matches up with that one. I would have probably sold around here, but it still would have made you money. I guess that's the point of using these divergences. You would have walked away with money. But you could always add on other stuff in here as well. So like MACD histogram, stochastic, CCI, momentum of V, chuck and money flow. There you go. External, no, I don't need that. I changed up all the colors here to make it personalized as well. But you can see how different divergences here, right? They're adding up. You can see how you can play them out. You just gotta go in and see, hey, how accurate is this for the daily chart versus the weekly chart versus the monthly chart versus the minute chart, whatever. Like if I go over here for Bitcoin, and I go right here, and you can see we have CCI one right here, not bad, just it's only one. Here was definitely worse, but this is messed up because of FTX as we talked about before. Go to the second chart. Let's get out of here. You can see all the many divergences that happen. And this says buy, this is another buy, this is a sell. right? 2 buys versus 1 sell. Probably the buys are going to win out. You can see we're going up a little bit more. Another 2 right here. You can see how it's like changing bit by bit, right? This one says sell 3. Let's keep on waiting to see what happens here. But those 2s are pretty confident, right? Again, you're seeing more greens, more greens, more greens. Basically, you know, where do you put your confidence in this data? Where do you put your confidence in these types of tools? Because you can see there's like every which way. This was red, didn't work out. You kind of have to do side by side. Now you can see a bunch of reds kind of popping up on the screen. There's still a few greens there, but you can see like, well, maybe I'd be much more pessimistic and maybe I'd be more hesitant. Maybe, you know, I'm not selling, but I'm thinking about scaling out a little bit here. You know, and that's what you got to think about. Again, we're just zooming out. You can see all the different levels that we've seen over here. If you put it in relative speaking, look at all these greens. Those greens didn't really help you out too much. So you get, this is a second chart, so it's really not the best example. But you can see those gatherings. I'd probably put more stock in it like that. See, right? That's how you kind of have to look at it. More sideways, perhaps, but still showed you that downward move there. Again, this is a second chart, not the end of the world, but still. It's kind of crazy when you have to think about all these different levels. So like this one worked, this one worked, this one worked, this one worked, this one may work. This one kind of worked, but only for a little bit. This one worked. This one worked, I guess. That one worked, but only for a second, so I wouldn't say that one didn't work. This one worked, but only for a few minutes, like maybe. This one worked. Yeah, it worked for like a good 1 minute, right? So this one worked for a few minutes. This one worked for a few minutes. This one worked for a couple minutes. This one worked. 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 Worked a bit. Worked a bit. Not too much. A little bit, but not really what you want to see, right? Not a little bit. A little bit. This one, yeah, okay, okay, yeah, nice, okay, but not great. You know, I wanted to see one come down here. You can see, you know, you got to test for each one. So that's where it kind of gets a little bit more difficult. And you always have to wait for the candle to close to make sure this signal is confirmed as far as the bearish and the bullish divergence. But it won't always work out, and that's where you have to put another technical analysis, your patterns, your Fibonacci support levels, your GAN boxes, all the boring stuff that we talk about on the channel, right? But you know, it finds a way. It finds a way to, you know, help you out every now and again. So let's go back over here. I wanted to go back to Dogecoin though. There you go. Dogecoin's still cooling off a little bit though. Let's hide the divergences so it doesn't take up the entire screen again. There you go. Okay. And Shiba's pumping as well. Ooh, that looks nice as well. Let's see. Shiba up 4%. Also pumping, heading to a level of resistance. Is this level of resistance? Yes, it is. It is level of resistance as well. I would say Shiba looks pretty nice because I remember trading this breakdown that we saw. Coming back down to the 200 daily. Let's go to maybe the 15-minute chart. How was that breakdown? What was it that we were looking at then? It had been the hour chart. No, I guess it was showing weakness, but well, actually, let me see. Oh, it was only this line right here, and I guess we could have adjusted a little bit more here, but I don't want to do that too much. Yeah, okay, that's why. But it is having a nice pump, running into resistance at this point in time, though, so just be careful with it. Again, the breakout for this happened a while ago. Pop, and it broke out above that, but it's always these W-type patterns here, even a weird little double topish move. We got one right there, a little bit of resistance up here. That was the resistance we're looking at there. Really, though, you're primarily just looking at this. And you're looking for that one target right up here around the 1, 2, 4, 3 levels. Resistance, not much resistance here. Maybe 50-minute chart. A little bit there. 5-minute chart, 1-minute chart. Okay, there's the resistance we're looking at. And we're trying to build our way back up there. Just right up here. Resistance. Oh, wow, this is not like the 1-minute chart here. But yeah. Okay. Go to Gala. And Gala's break. Oh, wait, no, this isn't exactly right at the moment. All right, so Gala's breaking out. Look at that. So I can come over here and I can do a paper trade, so to speak. I guess I haven't done enough research to actually do a paper trade, but why is it doing that? Oh, something is blocking my chart. This little thing. There we go. Down. Move up. Trading panel. There we go. Connect. Count balance. Oh, geez. I forgot I probably left some random trade open. How do I do this? Trading settings. Symbols. No, this isn't the right one. I don't do paper trading anymore on this. I do paper trading through TD Ameritrade. Oh my god. Okay, probably not the best, but just imagine I did some reset paper trading account. There you go. Balance $5,000. Right. There you go. And we go down. Oh, and I wasn't able to buy fast enough. The rally took off without me. Well, screw that. Okay. Well, you would buy the breakout, and then you'd be looking for certain levels of resistance to try to get out of it. At least for this certain play, maybe you could be looking at something pretty simple, like right there. That'd be my price target for a nice, easy breakout scalp. Right there. That would be it. Now, because I am trying to work on myself and try to hold longer than I would normally do, for me, I would say maybe I would try to hold up into here or to here. But that take a little bit more time. This is only a 1 minute chart, so just understand that. But for a scalp, I'd be in and out in a heartbeat. For a longer term trade, we've got a 5 minute chart right here. Let's talk about it. You're not going to be using this one as much. You'd probably be using something to the effect of this. Again, hitting the one. I'd be pretty much using that as a strong level of resistance for a while. But maybe up here to 0.062, giving you a profit if you buy the breakout, about 2.5%. Again, scalping with leverage, that's what I'm talking about here. Most of you guys probably are not going to be trading after the 1 minute chart. Or you could possibly do another move over here, come back down, and you see you have a little bit of resistance right here. We're having issues breaking above that currently, but maybe just back up here towards, again, 6.2, which actually matches up with the resistance level we have over here. Looking for gatherings of resistances, so to speak. But again, this is a 5 minute chart. It may take a while for that to occur. We don't even know if it's going to continue to pump straight up, especially with the downward trend we're seeing right here on the 5. The 15 still seems like it's strong, so that's kind of nice. We probably have an opportunity for one more pump unless we break down below this. So, the small stuff. And you can see why I'm talking about scalping, why I'm like, I want to get out right there. But I'm a proponent of getting out at the one level. Some people like to go a little bit more aggressive. Me, as far as scalping one, or even swing trading, the one really works out depending on what you're using. And you saw 2 ones actually converge on that exact point right there, which is why we're having a little bit of resistance right now. Doesn't mean we can't break out, again, within this whole scheme of things, so to speak. You'd be looking at that. Just don't break down below that. Hopefully we can be okay. There we go. Let's see. But yeah, that's pretty much how I look at everybody. It's not too difficult. It just takes a lot of time and practice. You can even see right now, facing some resistance levels from over here. Managed to break out. I'm more confident that we can continue to go up. But, just have some fun with it. But okay, everybody, I'm going to call it a night. It's been a good 2-hour stream with you guys. I'm about to go make me some dinner. And yes, FHX, it's definitely nice to see both of them pumping up. Give it some time, everybody. Bitcoin's still doing solid. The only thing I'm going to keep reminding you of is make sure that Bitcoin doesn't fall down below the 50 moving average in the 4-hour chart. I would suspect because the market is looking okay right now, Bitcoin tonight or maybe early morning should have a pretty sizable pump to test out 24,000 and then possibly try to go up to 25,000 if we're really lucky. We just don't want to see the cross happen like that. That's where things get a little bit more messy and we start coming back down here to test out, $22,000, then possibly come down here to 21.5. That kind of ends the rally outright until Monday occurs, and then in which case we could probably continue to break back up and have some good stuff. But, these small moves like that, they cause a lot of panic in the market. People freak out. Altcoins drop 10, 15%, which is a lot, don't get me wrong. But, relative to how much those altcoins have pumped up, it's nothing. So, I'm going to go make some spaghetti and meatballs, I think, with some fresh Jamaica juice. Hope you guys have an awesome night. And, guys, go grab a drink and practice trading. It's a good night to do it, and I don't have a life outside of this besides maybe going to Vegas every few months. So I'll see you a little bit later. And guys, work on those trading journals. They really are crucial to you guys' success. And hope to see you guys a little bit later on tomorrow.